Hello. Hi, guys. Hello, hello. Welcome in. How are you today? How are you today? When you guys come on in, just say hello in the chat. Let me know that you're here so that we can begin today's training slash girl chat. We're going to do a bit more of training today, and we will get into our girl chat topics soon. But I am so excited to have you. And if you guys saw, we are going to be talking about basically how I am choosing to upgrade my entire like DNA during this current like manifestation period in my life. You guys have been following me for a while, so I love you. Some of you have revealed to me what you're manifesting. A lot of you are working on your money life, right? And so you're feeling really great about the content that I'm putting out because you're coming out of your shell there and you're starting to want to take better care of your financial health, which is paramount for a feminine being because we all know that we are feminine women are very expensive. Hello. Well, we like to look good. We need our makeup. We need our skincare. So we actually should come with a budget. So you guys are taking better care of your financial health. Not a lot of you are working on your romantic life right now for some reason. My polls have just been coming back very silent as to your romantic lives. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but if I can kind of look around and read, the energy between a lot of men and women, y'all just kind of not feeling each other right now because of all the issues. So it seems like there's a pause there. But in terms of money, you're there. In terms of also your bodies, I'm hearing a lot of you guys talk about wanting to do better with your health. Sometimes it's not so much aesthetically for some of you anymore, especially if you are manifesting, your next level of elevation and you are in your 30s or your 40s. It's not so much about your physical appearance, but girl, it is about making sure you can feel good inside of your body. So you guys are kind of like all over the place. I want some of you to start your global girl travel era. Come with me to Paris at Miss Millionaires next year. Some of you are in that era, but if you just kind of know me, I am Lindasha. I am actually an attorney by trade. In my professional life, I am a business attorney and a contract attorney, and I assist physicians with opening and closing their medical practices. I assist them with buying medical practices, buying and selling. I also assist them with negotiating their contracts and looking at their deals to determine if a deal is worth it for them to explore or not. I got into the personal development world and began as a coach. Well, I got into the personal development world in my own story back in 2012. I had hit what is known as the quarter life crisis, and that's when all of your decisions and the consequences that you made for that first quarter of your life kind of hit at the same time. In the Chinese world, the symbol for crisis is also the same symbol for decision making. So I hit that place in my life and I came across the personal development world, fell in love with all of the, a lot of the teachings. I won't say all of them, but a lot of the teachings about developing your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and your financial health all together. And I felt like that world really served me during that time. So I like threw myself into the personal development world and I was just kind of hungry and eating up, like Jim Rohn and Les Brown and all of those. And so as I continued to journey through my life, I've always had a great, pretty much relationship with my personal development, being intentional about that ever since I was 25. So now I'm at the stage where basically I spent a good amount of my time coaching in my past, like just with women in my past. A lot of it for me came through the church. I had a lot of girls coming out of the church or that I would meet in church who were like, oh my God, you're really killing this life thing. Like, I love God too, but girl, I'm not, my life ain't lifing right? It's like, what is the difference? What is going on? And so I started privately coaching years ago, primarily through the religious system. And then now I have been showing up more on social media for you guys and sharing just my evolution and how I've done this thing behind closed doors for such a long time. I've actually been manifesting various things that I wanted in my life ever since I was 3. And so we're going to get into today's topic, which is we're talking about where I am right now. And where I am in my personal growth journey right now for you guys is I'm at a very, very advanced stage in personal development, right? And the way that I judge that as your coach, as many of you will begin to come into my container and learn more about me and eat up these things that I'm giving, these nuggets and these breadcrumbs and these jewels. You guys, I literally like the way that I determine where a client comes to me in her own personal growth stage is based off of what I would say a percentage. So I am a lifelong student, right? Went to law school, went to Spelman undergrad, all of that kind of stuff. Been in school the first 12 years. I am what you would call a lifelong learner. I have a lot of curiosity, and when I love a topic, I like dive into it, right? When something's really feeding me and really like kind of if you come from the church, it's called ministering to you, right? If something's really ministering to me, I dive deep into it. And so when I think about where a person is, I kind of think about it on a percentage scale of like 0 to 100. And so if 100 is an A, right? 100 is 100%. Every part of your life is firing on all cylinders, and girl, you got it together. If you don't got it together, none of us know, because you got a lot of bit of grace, and then your little 20% where you're just hitting it and you're killing the game. Those are the individuals that what I would say you look at them and their life almost looks like a model. It's not perfect. They may have 1 to 2 key areas that they kind of struggle with and they've had to put in a lot of effort on, but they've healed those levels, those areas to bring them to, a functional, healthy level. So their financial life ain't down in the pits, their bodies are not, you 30 something or whatever else, and you're barely able to get up out of bed because you haven't really taken care of your body. So they're at a stage where they've gotten themselves in almost all the key areas of life. To me, if I'm looking at a person that would be at the top of the class, that B student or that A student in personal development, they would at least have an 85. They would be a B. So they would be in the top 15% of every key area. And when I say top 15%, lifelong student, your coach, right? What I mean is that when we look at the studies, when we look at all of the disciplines in life, like you got psychology, sociology, you have the religious systems, you have the World Health Organization, you have governments that study what's going on with their populations. And then they rank where people are in satisfaction with their romantic life, where they are in terms of body type and what's considered a healthy body weight and body lifestyle so that you can live a longer life, right? Where people rank in terms of happiness. And when we look at those studies, what I do, because I like to be more evidence based in my teachings and I'm more evidence based in my life, what I do is I look and I see, well, what are the top 5% doing? What is the top 1% doing? What is the top 10% doing? What is the top 15% doing? And then of course you have the bottom, 25, you have the bottom, and you at the bottom, you got bottom 25, bottom 50, bottom 75, right? But for me, if you're really attracted to my work, what I have seen over the last years is that you typically are at least at 85% in life or higher, right? So my message typically attracts a woman who has gotten her life to what she would consider a B. She may be a B minus, she may be a C, and she still has that hunger and desire to keep evolving and to keep growing just like me. So, as I'm in this current stage in my life, I am currently manifesting my top 1% life. When I look at all of these studies that I share with you guys, just, in my courses, as you talk to me in my live events, and as we really get down to start healing our emotions and start healing our mindsets and start bringing forth those major desires that God put inside of our hearts, those things that just like, wow, God wanted to express that through you or through me. What I end up doing is I end up always attracting the girls that are at the top and getting better, right? So maybe they had a heartbreak and it took them back to like a 60% in the area of romance, but that girl is going to be reading her books, listening to her podcast, listening to the voices on the internet that really speak to her. She's going to be getting her together, if you know what I mean. She's going to be getting out of that emotional pit and doing her best to get back to living and healing. So, you guys are my target. You guys are my community. That's where I've been. I've typically kept my life shy of like a few like things of grief or whatever else, like a heartbreak here, a little bit of grief there. The only part of my life that I started seriously, kind of on the bottom was my money life, which is one of the reasons you will always hear me talk about your healing journey with money. Because it's every time I talk about it, I get a bit freer and I'm open, I become more expansive as well. And I'm able to receive more of God's best in that area. And He can redeem that, right? So when you are coming to me, I want you to think we're putting on our top hat. We go to Lindasha when we're really ready for our best life, our next best life. And really when we're on that site, that thing of like it's ever evolving, it's ever getting better. So if you hear in the chat, I know some of you guys watch on the outside, or you see the live, when you come in, say, yes, Lindasha, we're with you. That is me. I'm in search of those women. Okay. Those are the women. That's my crew, because I'm going to frustrate you as a teacher if you don't want to keep elevating. If you don't want to keep growing, you probably need to not be in my community a lot. I'm going to like irritate you. I'm going to be annoying to you. I'm going to like, you're going to be looking at me like, oh my God, why is she preaching? Right? You're going to have that energy. And so you came on my page, right? When I'm in life, I'll ask questions to determine where someone is, because everybody don't want this. But when you come to my page, you just need to be clear about what we do over here in Lindasha's land. Okay. All right. All right. So here, on to the fun stuff, about me and how I'm in this current season, upgrading my DNA and manifesting our best bodies. Right. And so when you come in, I want you guys to make sure if I've said anything that you like, anything that has been helpful to you, I would love for you to talk back to me. So it's not a monologue. I know a lot of you watch this later, so you watch the replay. But tell me what nugget really stuck out to you when it does, right? So I'm preparing you to coach with me. When I say something that really touches you on the inside, it like makes you do this. It makes you like jump up, right? It makes you wake up. It lights you up. It's an aha moment, is what Oprah calls them. I want you to write that in the chat. I know you'll put it in your journal too. If you put it in your journal, that's fine, because I always have my journal is clear right now for my thoughts. But if if something that I say is jump out to you, put it in the chat for me so I can know what you guys are taking as your key takeaways. I use this information once we get deeper into the courses, and also as I'm planning the content out for the rest of the month. I gauge everything that I do in YouTube around what you guys tell me on IG when I do my polls, and all the interactions that I get there. So start saying, "Hey, Lindasha, tap into this. Hey, Lindasha, this is where I'm at." Let your coaches and your teachers know that. When you put your key takeaways in and your aha moments in, also make sure you go ahead and like. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel because you like it over here. And also share it with your friends who are also on this journey, right? You guys, when you're building a community the way this type of community, there are studies show, right? You top 15, top 10, top 5. Of course, there are less in numbers in comparison to like the bottom 50 or the bottom, 25 or whatever else. But there are still a ton of us, right? There's 7 billion people in the world. So if you're in the top 1%, you're still a quantity wise, that's a lot of people. You're in the top 5%, in the top 10% in any area, that's still a lot of us, right? And so you want to make sure that you're connecting the dots and bringing other people in the community who are on this. So that's a plug. But on to our training today, and into the tips and the exercises that I'm going to give you if you are manifesting your best body and your dream body, while you are also manifesting money. Me, I'm manifesting more money, and I'm manifesting a dream house right now. And why I decided it was time to upgrade all of it, right? If I'm going to like get the dream house, the way that it works in my mind, my thoughts were like, okay, I don't want to be in my dream house and I'm tired, I'm lethargic, I have all of these health issues I haven't addressed. I know that there are significant women. There are some women who are there, right? I love you guys. I see you on social media. I see women who are manifesting all of these amazing things in life. And the next thing you hear from them is about how they're battling with significant health issues and are not able to enjoy them. And so while I didn't have a ton of like any type of health issue, I get a headache every now and then if I do too much in a day, but I don't have any significant health issues. I have personally had to make sure that I keep my emotional eating down, right? You guys, if you followed me for a while, you know my story from law school. I was in law school and child, I was in the Popeyes line every day trying to eat off that stress. Okay. Like I was at Popeyes, not every day, but at least 3 to 4 times a week. I would still work out during that time, which I think just saved me, right? I had about probably it wasn't a ton of weight to lose. I think it was like 25 pounds over 3 years, right? I know y'all like, girl, that ain't nothing. I gained 80 pounds in COVID in 1 year. One of my girlfriends told me that, and I said, sis, we all got our battle. But I kept going to the gym. And in my story, even that, like gaining that weight and seeing myself in those pictures, even now when I look at those pictures, I'm just like, oh my God, like this is what your emotions will do to you. Like when you are not emotionally managing the load that you're carrying, you be out here just eating and you're like, girl, who has time for that? So the truth of the matter is I can still get into moments or seasons where I lean into that because I've been there before, right? And I'm always having to stay on top of my health. And for me, really my nutrition, the biggest gap when I looked at manifesting my best body. And I personally am a fan of starting first with the nutrition side because your body is made up of 70% water. So at the end of the day, if you want a healthy body and it is made up of 70% of it is made up of water, you're gonna have to like somewhere find water, right? It's not rocket science how to have the best in something, but it is like that discipline, like taking on that discipline to say, well, I need to make sure that I'm having the proper water intake. And then from there, we know it's the greens, the lean foods. But what I needed to deal with in my own manifestation around that was my emotions, right? And some of you may be on the other side, maybe you can't gain weight. I have friends like that. I have family members like that who their struggle is they cannot gain weight. When they're stressed out, they don't eat, right? So I don't want to assume where you are. But at the end of the day, one of the most important things that you want to think about when you are manifesting your new body, and I know for me, I'm upgrading my DNA, I'm taking on this new identity of the wealthiest version of myself. That's my new overall identity. And when I decided I was going to own her, I kind of felt like this invisible tap in the area of my health, like kind of coming up, being like, what about your health? Are you going to, as you become the wealthiest version of yourself, also own that you want to become the healthiest physical version of yourself? Because health and wealth are twin sisters. Okay. We need to not act like they're not. Health and wealth are twin sisters. Some people say your health is your wealth. And in a certain way, that is a very true statement. But even if you don't ascribe to that, they're at least twin sisters. If they're not the same person, they are at least twin sisters or they are two sides of the same coin. So when we are like, I know for me, my manifestation of like one of the first exercises that I'm giving to you guys as your homework, as we are going deeper into the healing container, manifesting money with God, we will have a module in that container that is about the role of our bodies and in this with health, right? And so that's to me what I just described, that's more of the masculine foundation side, but we're also feminine women, right? So I remember I've kind of gotten to this point in my journey because you guys are my sisters, you guys are my friends, y'all my crew, right? When you watch my content, I know you my crew, so I can like reveal myself a little more to you. When the place where I am now with my body also, and this is an evolution, which is why I call this particular training our upgrade. I am in a place where I am very, very ready to start like um displaying my body. Like I'll never be the girl who's just kind of out here on Instagram naked. That's just not who I am. I typically have a more conservative bend in that way. But I am the girl who has a very healthy sexuality, right? And I am very ready for my whole body to match all of the outfits that are in my head that I'm ready to wear. So right now, I typically can go into any store. Like I can go into any store and find my size, right? I don't have any like size exclusions with where I am now. I typically keep my body between a 6 and a 10 in terms of size. But now it's like I really want to hone in on like the the figure, right? If that makes sense. I really want to pull in and hone in on that figure. I want to hone in owning like the parts of my body that just are. Am a more busty girl. And so honoring that sex appeal with, the way God made my body, people are trying to buy these breasts, right? You have them naturally. And the thing that I had to journal about in manifesting my best body was, why am I hesitant? Why am I neglectful to own the parts of me that are the most beautiful, right? So you've seen my last photo shoot in the pink. It was the picture that I put up today. I told my stylist, I was like, she first of all, she was like, "We're getting you outside of a box because I'll be in all black, covered up with some pearls. Y'all know me." She's like, "We're getting you outside of your box." And she had this pink fun number that she had sourced for me. And so I was like, "Oh, this is gorgeous. I love it." But I didn't know how it would come out on camera. And she was like, "Lindasha, you have the perfect body for this." And when the pictures came out, I was amazed at how I saw myself. And you guys received the pictures very well as well. I was amazed at how I saw myself, but part of that was this. This is the behind the scenes work of me working on my body mindset and really owning that I'm ready for the magnetic body. I already have it. You already have what you want. Like it's already present on the earth. Your best body is underneath whatever the current body you have now. It's already here, right? But you are really just going through this process mentally and emotionally of taking off everything that's not you, everything that's not what you want, and owning that. So, the first exercise that we're going to do today in terms of manifesting our body is, I want you guys to ask yourself the question: if I were able to own my most beautiful body, my most magnetic body, my most sexy body, my most attractive body, right? The body that you wouldn't mind if the man that you love picked you up and held you and twirled you around. That body, what would it look like? I decided that I was ready to introduce a more feminine essence and a more feminine, like the more feminine energy into my body. I'm ready for that, right? That's what my next level is. My next level is, yes, I'm wearing those shorts because they're sexy. Yes, I'm wearing those shorts with these heels because it's sexy. Now, I may not put, the most open top, but I may. If I'm in Vegas at a concert, I may have my body more free flowing, right? I've also started becoming more comfortable with manifesting my dream body, because I'm more around my fitness friends now. And my fitness friends, I work out at a gym where all of my trainers they have their best body. They are in the top 1% by far as trainers with their body. Like I train with the best. And so as I'm training with them and I'm seeing like just what their bodies are capable of doing, like the little lift and press, like just like what girl, men and girls, even though I don't know if I'll be the girl that'll do the lift. I might one day get there. I don't know. But just how they fly up with their burpees. And we had a big field day in my city recently with all the top gyms, and my gym was one of the gyms that was there. I live in Atlanta. And so my gym's instructors, my current instructors, were competing with all the other top gym instructors in the city. And we won. Like my gym won, right? And I was like, sis already knew she'd be at the top. But when it was tested with the like top gyms of Atlanta field day or something they called it, they had all these field day relay races, everything. And I didn't get a chance to go. My schedule didn't allow it, but I like ate up all of the social media content because we killed the game. By far, all of my instructors won, right? And so when you are in the presence of people in the top 1%, it makes you like literally be like, yes, I can do this. I can like do one more squat. I can drink some more water. So the thing for me outside of really getting a clear vision of what my healthy, beautiful, magnetic, sexy, loving body looks like, it was get the second thing is getting around. You guys know I teach about community, getting around the people who are where you are and what you want. I actually read a study about 2 weeks ago, not 20, about 2 weeks ago, and it said that when you are in the presence of a high performer, when you just get in the presence of a high performer, your productivity rate goes up 30%. It goes up 30%. And when you are in the presence of low performers or people who don't want more in a certain area, maybe, and it's in any area of life, right? But when you are around low performers, your productivity level goes down that amount. And this is just from being connected to them, right? That's just from the connection alone. And so, as I'm manifesting my dream body, as I'm manifesting my millions, as I'm manifesting my mansion, as I'm bringing you guys into my healing community, and I'm calling in this tribe of women who are also here, and I'm doing it very intentionally. What I want for us is I want to look around and I want all of us performing, right? I want all of us having our journals out, doing our inner work, tagging me when you do your inner work, right? Use social media and use me and say, hey, Lindasha, did the journaling prompt. Take a picture of it, tag me. I'll post it or repost you on social media. I do that on my Instagram, which I need to make sure to link here. But what I want you guys to know is that is like such a like easy way to start increasing your productivity is just to get around the people who are doing it. The end increases it by 30% starting. And so I'm putting that, this is my Instagram, and I'll also put it before it, but it's there. And so this connection with the body and the millions, right? What does what does that look like? You may be asking me, Lindasha, why does this matter? Why does it matter that I'm skipping my workouts? When I say I'm gonna work out, I don't do it. And I keep skipping, I keep skipping. You know, we're all human, we're not gonna be perfect. But what does it mean for me to keep skipping my workouts? What does it mean for me to keep not cooking vegetables when I eat? What does it mean for me to keep when I eat out, I'm getting the greasiest food every single time? Why this makes me feel good, right? This makes me feel good. This is what I want to do. And to that woman, what I would say is, we're not here to force you to do anything that you don't want to do in our community at all, right? If you look around and you say, I got my money, I got my man, I got this, I'm good, I'm still gonna like not take care of my best body. That's absolutely your choice. You're more than welcome here. Because in our community, the difference with us and a lot of other communities that are not safe is that when a woman has decided something, she owns it, right? So if you own that the health thing is not your thing and you're going to keep eating as much of the food as you want and you don't care how big your body get, you don't care how you look in your clothes, you don't care what people are saying about you, then girl, hey, hashtag Lizzo, get your body image together. We rooting for you, we love you, and you are still welcome here. But my community, you're confident in your nose as well, right? You're confident in saying, that's a beautiful thing for you. Like, girl, I'm so happy for you that you're going for that. But for me, that just doesn't fit what I'm doing in this season. But I'm with y'all on the money, or I'm with y'all on the romance, or I'm with y'all on whatever else. All right. So that's just kind of how it looks at this level at the top. Women are not here like, you still have a lot of times people do the whole Joneses factor, but here we are the Joneses, right? Like, no offense, we're the Joneses. And so you're the girl that very often you're going in, as you're going about your life, you're always finding yourself at the top of your circles. You will stunt your growth like that. And you will feel like when you get to the top, it's very lonely, but it's actually not lonely. You're just not with your people. And so connecting with us and doing that is super important. The next thing I would say about upgrading your DNA, and especially when it comes to your body, is the thing that got me so excited. Okay. Because I think you guys kind of heard it on the other one. The third thing that got me so excited, besides my community and aside from, me owning what it is that I wanted my body to look like, nobody else is saying, oh, Dot needs to do this, or you don't look good here. No, this is completely my vision. The third thing for me was really owning my wardrobe, right? As I am upgrading my DNA, as I'm communicating to the world how I want to be treated, the type of experiences that I want, as I'm negotiating my own personal deals in real estate, as I'm, welcoming you guys into my containers to work with me in a paid way, as I am, talking to my legal clients and they're like, hey, Miss Jameson, this is what's going on. And I'm selling my legal packages. As I'm inviting more wealth into my life, the thing that got me excited about connecting my body to this was my wardrobe. That the woman that we're becoming, the woman who is like literally like a magnet for wealth. She's a magnet for her dream home. She's a magnet for her dream decor, her dream closet. That dream closet is about to have my dream wardrobe. Okay. And your wardrobe says it is like your first, like, this is what people see when they see you for the first time, right? You communicate so much about who you are, where you're going, how to be treated. You invite good and negativity in your life a lot of times just by how you show up. And when I say show up, I don't mean that you're always super fancy. Like, you guys know, I'm very feminine. I love leaning back into my femininity. I love leaning into my magnetism. I love, when I speak, I sound different than most people. Like, the thing about a woman that is confident in who she is, she's magnetic because people can't find her. It's like she's taken off everything that's not her. So when she shows up with this light brightness, right? She's herself. I'm me. I'm Lindasha when I show up. And if I'm in an environment that doesn't seem to want that, I go on about my business. I dust my shoes off and I go back to the people who say, girl, we love you over here, right? So when you are embracing your wardrobe, start owning what you really like. Start owning the people, and this will change in different seasons. My style is kind of like, I love the like more classic, timeless femininity style. But every season I'll get my little creative pieces in there, like something that's only seasonal. And it's just like, bet, yes, this is giving spunky. This is giving sassy. This is giving boss bee. This is giving all of that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you are welcoming all of these parts of yourself. You're welcoming all of these beautiful expressions of yourself in your wardrobe, and the world literally begins to put you in a place. Like, it just says, oh, okay, that's Lindasha. When you guys see me, and this is the perfect time, we're going to go ahead and get on my travel goodie luxury side of things, because I told you guys I was going to share my current favorite travel bag with you, and I'm also going to share my travel accessories. This is a wonderful time because I've given you three things and we talked about the wardrobe. But the the wardrobe is something that you put on your body, and it is your life. So I would say continue to like own, like, if you're looking for stuff to do, if you think life is boring, go to your Pinterest page, find your like favorite outfits that are screaming your style right now, and go to the stores and try to recreate some of those outfits, right? In your personal time, that can be something that's a hobby of yours. If you know that you're upgrading your DNA in this way, and you know you want to present yourself in a better way, and like be treated better in the world as a woman. I'll also tell you just a tidbit that I found is that as a very feminine woman, you guys know I love my dresses, I love my heels, I love my jewelry, I love my makeup, I love getting my hair done, my nails done. We just the whole thing. So, one of the things that I have learned though is that when I am dressed, like most days, I'm dressed in a really feminine way. Like, I've practiced this for a long time. And so now unless I'm really working out or something like that, or like going to a concert, or and the concert is outside, or like going to the park or something that's outdoorsy, you're gonna catch me in a very feminine attire now. And the reason why is because I found that people just treat you better. Like, my no one questions me about opening my door. As a matter of fact, I will literally walk in, and especially if it's a man of a certain age, like a man who is past like 33, 34, 35, he will wait and hold my door. There will be sometimes I'm downtown and maybe I'm like grabbing Starbucks, or I'm doing some work downtown, or I'm coming out of my office, whatever. And people hold the door. Like, they'll wait on me. I don't have to rush up, they'll literally say, take your time, and they will hold the door open until I get there. And I think a lot of it is, feminine, it's my energy too, but it's also how I'm dressed. When you connect your physical with your invisible, girl, you winning. You just about to win. So what I wanted to do is let's go ahead and get into the fun parts. I know y'all love to shop, and I wanted to share just my favorite travel with you guys because I do think the manifesting my dream body. I have my current dream body right now, my current postpartum dream body. I love where I am in my journey, and I'm going even further. It's getting better. But I love where I am in my journey right now. And I think that is also another key is starting to fall in love with where you are now and then just welcoming in the new expansion. If you want more on that, then just let me know. But my global the travel, and right here I have my Christian Dior book, my book tote is called a BOOK tote. My Christian Dior book tote is like my favorite travel bag right now. And I sent it off to Paris to get my name embroidered on it. So if you get the Christian Dior book tote, one of my girlfriends put me on. She was like, "Oh, I got my name on it," or whatever else. And I was like, "Oh, yes, I just bought one. Let me go figure that out." That's how we do here. We're not holding everything hostage at the top, right? Like if you can afford a $3,000 bag, we you made it, sis. Okay, you made it. We're not up here doing all that. So I love this bag as my travel bag just because of the material is so strong. I also carry my Louis Neverfull. That's now I bought this, not sure if it was gonna work for me. And I got the large size, and this one has replaced my Neverfull. It's replaced my Neverfull in the sense of like when I do like long term travel, I still use my Neverfull for like my weekend travel. I'll do it there because I love the Neverfull because it's not as structured. So when I need something to be a bit more like palatable, that one is not as structured. So it doesn't. So meaning like when you're going on a quick trip, I can put my Neverfull under my seat and it bends. I don't like, if I put stuff in this one, when it's empty and I have it stored, it bends well, right? It doesn't matter if it goes back down. But when I'm on a plane, it's kind of hard to fit underneath the plane. So that's the only thing I say if you're going to travel with this bag on a plane. A Neverfull tends to, do a bit better if you don't want to bend your Christian Dior. But I absolutely, this bag has replaced my Neverfull in terms of when I'm traveling mostly. And I love it because it doesn't have any compartments. So if you're a compartment girl, you kind of might be like, okay, what do you do, Lindasha? Like, I need some organization. I just put my the same organizer that I get for my Neverfull, which is open as well. I just transfer it into my Christian Dior. So it's been super easy. If you guys know me, I travel a lot, so I typically stay packed in some sort of way. And when my bags are not packed, they are protected, they are safe. You cannot just easily access them. So I typically protect my bags and make sure that they're in more elevated spaces or safe spaces in my home that you can't just access it. So yes. I love just kind of shopping. And so that's my favorite travel bag right now. And when it comes to global travel and your body, I think I went there to share that with you guys because with my travel bags, it's one of those things where if your body doesn't feel good, you're literally not trying to hop a plane and go where? Like your body is not feeling good. You don't feel good. And so, there's so much when you don't get your health together that can limit you on your elevation journey. And I want to make sure to be, that coach that addresses these areas and kind of tells you guys what I did in order to really shift. The thing that I'm looking at now, though, as I really elevate and I'm learning more about my body and nutrition, there are a few tests that I'm going to take. I know a lot of people talk about the micro, the G, what is it? In the bacteria that's in your gut bacteria. So I'm going to get into that world. I'm going to get into that world. I have gotten a lot into the brain. You guys know subconsciously, you're the subconscious mind. I've taught you guys this in the Self Care Queen course, which is linked below. We have a whole section of the Self Care Queen course. We just got out of that cohort whereby I'm teaching you how to rewire, like what I've done to rewire my mind in those areas. where I was emotionally blocked from receiving God's best. A lot of our emotional and mental health right now in America is being tanked because we don't understand the brain, we don't understand our minds, and how certain experiences in your life have coded you for less. And we all have to do the inner work to address those areas, release those areas. A lot of times, deep forgiveness work is there. And you release those areas so that you can go on living and thriving, right? So we shouldn't. I see this on Instagram a lot. This just came to me. I see so many people always healing. The point of healing is so that you can go live. The point of healing is so that you can go live. You're not, we're not out here in a forever healing journey, just to sit here and talk about our wounds and our issues. And I'm like, I'm seeing so many of us get stuck in this cycle and in this pattern, and I'm like, y'all, that's not it. Like, the purpose of healing is to get you to the point where you can at least start living, right? And you keep growing. Like, the more you live, the more you set goals for yourself, the more your healing is actually applied and your life begins to bring forth a better experience. Some of you guys are just not living. You just want to get on the internet and watch us. You're not living. You heal to live, you heal to thrive. So I'm the girl you come to when you like, okay, I'm tired of this conversation. Like, it's time to go do something. It's time for us to live, enjoy our lives, have fun, and experience all the beautiful things that the world has for us. But if you are still struggling with that, I put the healing work in my classes, and this is a healing, situation. But my group, we also live. So with the Self Care Queen course, if you are struggling with any type of emotional and mental health, and you're trying to really pour your energy back into yourself, you're calling your power back to yourself, I recommend my Self Care Queen course for that. You guys, I love it. I'm always showing up in that course as well. You have lifetime access in that course. And it's just really about, like, girl, feeling like a sunny day. What are you talking about? We go to the Self Care Queen course when we need to bring the sunshine in. It's like walking and just receiving all of that vitamin D in both ways. Okay. the sunshine and the other one, which is super important. We're gonna start. I'm asking God when I need to start my first lesson in the Milky Way. You guys know that's going to be my sexual healing course. If you know you are excited about that and wanting to reawaken that beautiful part of yourself. I mean, I'm clearly such a fan. I hope YouTube doesn't flag because you know their words. But I'm such a fan of that part of my energy because it is such a source of just emotional, like, satisfaction, right? And when I say that, I'm not talking about necessarily giving that part of myself to anyone. I'm talking about all of the feelings and the attraction that arises there within myself, right? That I feel sexy first, right? I experience my own, like, attractiveness and liking myself. And people think that, I think people think what happens in the bedroom with another person is the act, and it's not. The attraction with another person starts with you knowing that you're attractive, you understanding what connects you to yourself and what makes you feel alive. And then when you meet someone who is on the same wavelength as you, and you guys can experience that bond together if you so choose to go that route, right? You need to practice health, consent. It needs to be full of pleasure. You guys need to talk about, like, hey, where you been in this area, where I've been in this area, conversations about your approaches to, amen, protect yourself, be safe. But you should not be afraid of one of the greatest gifts God ever gave us as humans. So many of us, especially coming from the religious world, are bound there. And so I have a course coming in the works. I'm praying about how I release it and all of that kind of stuff, because it can get weird. But it's called the Milky Way, and it's going to be for women only, guys. I know the guys are like, "Ooh, Milky Way, right?" It's, yeah, it's good. But I have so much juicy content there about magnetism, attractiveness, romance, seduction, all of these things that are typically done in the dark, and you get messed up in the dark because you give it to a predator. And God is like, you're supposed to be giving this to a king. You're supposed to be giving this to a man who's shown he's worthy. You're supposed to be giving this to the man that you're deeply connected to. If you're married and y'all get off on left field, you're supposed to still protect this area until you guys get your zhuzh back. All kinds of things that I just see women, like, just out here desecrating sexuality. And I'm like, girl, absolutely not. That is a place of major feminine power. Are you crazy? No, we don't throw that away, sis. That's valuable. And so many women threw it away before they knew, and we're gonna reclaim it in my community. Okay. Period. So after the Milky Way, we have that. We have Miss Millionaires in Paris. I have several programs, guys. They'll all be available for you to purchase throughout time. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this. All of these programs are going to be available to you to purchase. But if you want to join us live, we're going to Paris on February the 14th, 2024. We are going to be bridging together our diamond energy, which is about the energy that I use to cultivate God's best. I show up in my diamond energy when I talk to you guys here on YouTube. I also show up in my heavy queen energy here. And I show up somewhat in my goddess energy. I feel like people look at goddess and they're like, oh my God, she's Hindu or she's this. Really, goddess is the word for the imago Dei in the feminine. That's it, right? I think it's the modern term, the way we're trying to talk about our divine essence as a woman, right? Because that's typically a narrative that's left out of religion. When I go to church on Sundays, I don't mean to be rude. We're not talking about how to have a thriving experience with God from the female's vantage point. Sometimes there's rarely a female who is feminine at that. Oh my God. If she in the pulpit, she's heavily masculinized, in my opinion. I digress. Y'all church folks don't come for me because I am a church folk, so we can talk about it. But I feel like the church and religious systems have traditionally left feminine women out of the experience of leading, right? Because of how attractive we are. I think, even in the church, they're afraid of our divine femininity. There's a lot of fear around it. A lot of the men got issues in their own sexuality. They want to put that on us, all kinds of stuff, right? Of course, when you go to church, we're still wanting to make sure we're appropriately dressed. But if you have hips and boobs, a man can see that through almost anything. You can be wearing a muumuu and he see that. So, there are just certain things when it comes to us standing in that power we've lost in our diamond energy, which God wants us to show up in that. It gives him glory. We go to church and we actually learn how to suppress it and we become a pebble. And I look around and everybody in their pebble energy at church. Not everybody. There are a few of us like, sis, I see you. Sis, I see you. We're not sacrificing it, period. Conservative dress, nice shoes, y'all like it or don't like it. We come to church and we're showing up in our femininity, and we're often some of the best workers. We're often places in the church where people receive the most love. Like, it's a real thing. And so, anywho, Miss Millionaires, we are going to be cultivating our diamond energy, showing up in what that is. I've kind of given you guys a taste of what it looks like for me. It's the God's best energy meets your goddess power energy meets your queen energy. And we're also going to be talking about how to lay that foundation, that blueprint for your seven-figure life. And I say seven-figure life, but in reality, I want you guys to lay the blueprint for where every part of your life has a strong monetized feature to it, right? And you are inviting money into your life from different areas. You are setting up the proper structures so that if one part of your money life goes down, or goes does whatever, you have another part of your money life that you can sit in and receive income from, right? So that's where I am now. If I don't want to work as a lawyer, the real estate business is here. If I don't want to deal with real estate, stocks is here. If I don't want to deal with stocks, healthcare is here. If I don't want to deal with healthcare, my digital business is here. Yes, the mansion I'm building, we about to bring in these entertainment checks. Yes, you can use my home to film. Why not? I'm going to go to Europe for 30 days. You can use my house. You can pay me that check, right? And so I actually have experienced receiving entertainment checks out of the blue in the home that I'm in now. Putting it down, put it in on your desires list. Okay, get your desires list out. Lord, send me an entertainment check, multiple ones, right? And it was haphazard how those checks started coming. The location scouts would drive around my city looking for places to film. They were like, "We love your yard. Can we pay you this amount of money to use your yard?" We're filming a commercial. Sometimes it was a commercial. Most of the times it was a commercial, so like smaller entertainment deals. And we had to get all the production, our neighborhood had to agree, all that stuff. But people loved our yard. I didn't even know. I love the yard too, but apparently it looked good for whatever people were trying to do in the media. And so we were put on the list there. And so I'd love to explore that more with God. I've been journaling about that as I'm bringing in these millions. And just really, I want to bring all these levels of expansion to you. If you are coming behind me and ideas are coming to you, put them in the chat. Let the community see it. Quit being scared. I know you guys who follow me, I call you hidden treasures. You my Nicodemus followers, but I am so ready for my bright followers who are not afraid and they're unapologetic about following me and being a part of the community. I've been welcoming that in with God because I need to be seen. You guys got to share. You guys got to let others know because you're connected to the other women that are hidden and scared and don't know what to do and all that stuff too. So if I'm putting myself out here, I want you guys to come with me, right? What this is not, no, we're not doing that. So either way, tag me, like this post, like this. All the links to the courses and the offerings are going to be below. If something speaks to you, let me know. Also, DM me if you're like, hey, Lindasha, are there any payment plans? We just put a payment plan on Miss Millionaires. The price is still where it is until I enroll the first 10 women. It's at a good price, okay? It doesn't include your flights or anything. So you have that. And then the final container right now that we are in is the Manifest Money with God. That's my year-long container. That's where we're going in deep. We're healing our poverty wounds. We're bringing that stuff up. We're healing our religious wounds. We're bringing that stuff up, issues with money. We're healing our racial wounds. Why can't a Black woman be rich, living her best life? Why not? It's 2023. We're bringing up the racial wounds that keep us. It's not necessarily white people. Don't get it wrong. It's not white people keeping us in America from doing it. It's the stuff that our ancestors have just kind of held. And we have to release that so that we can release these riches into our lives now. Because you can turn on the internet and make your money. You don't need a job or a racial anything, right? I'm selling to you guys right here on the internet. And I'm serving you right here on the internet. So all of these opportunities are here. We're healing that. We're healing romantic wounds. If you missed live last week, I talked to you not about the romantic wound. I just know there are a lot of women who have a lot of money wounds when it comes to their romantic lives. And they may have done some to other people that you need to forgive yourself for. And then others have created money wounds in your life that you need to forgive them from. So that is what we do there. And we also rewire those beliefs so that we can start inviting all of that extra good into our lives. And we just we fall in love with our lives, fall in love with ourselves because you never know when it's going to be over, right? When your last breath is going to happen. So Manifest Money with God is going to be down here. If any of them speak to you, reach out to me on Instagram or email me at lindasha@gmail.com and we'll go from there. I love you guys. I am off today, right? I have 2 more hours of work after this. I'm probably working only 3 hours today. I have to submit an offer letter soon on a property. And then I have one more thing to get done that's on my list that I can't remember. After that, I'm off to enjoy my day, right? Off to enjoy my day. I have a lovely dinner planned tonight at a wonderful restaurant here in Atlanta. So we're going to enjoy. We're going to have a good time. So I love y'all. Take care, and I will see you next week. I'll post to let you know what time next week we are meeting. It is going to either be probably Tuesday or Thursday. So all right. Oh no, Thursday. I'm traveling. I'm traveling Thursday. So it'll probably be Tuesday. All right. All right. Love y'all. Bye.